smoking Tunchi. Y'all know the Nusky. I remember when Shiesty said, "Nah, he ain't dead, but I got niggas in the Fed smoking Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, Tunchi," he said, "Yo, niggas in the Fed smoking."
One single diss bar just tore open wounds that Memphis hip-hop has been bleeding from for over a decade. BEO Lil Kenny, a Memphis rapper signed to Quality Control Music, dropped a track referencing "smoking Nusky," a direct taunt that many see as celebrating the 2022 killing of Big Nusky, a rising bread gang artist who was shot and killed at just 26. Social media exploded almost instantly. Death threats started flying both ways, and the same question resurfaced that people have been asking for years. Has dissing the dead in hip-hop finally crossed a line that the culture can't come back from? But to understand why this specific bar hits so hard, you have to look deeper. You need to understand the political map of Memphis hip-hop, because this goes way beyond one line in one song. Bodies have dropped on both sides of this conflict. A beef that traces back to a rejected record deal in 2014 and a cycle of retaliation that still hasn't slowed down. Big Nusky's murder remains completely unsolved. No arrests, no suspects, no answers. And now his name is being used as ammunition. Let's break it all down. Kevon Deshaun Bruce was born on September 23rd, though the exact year is debated. Some sources say 1995 or 1996, others claim 1997. What's confirmed is that he was 26 when he died, placing his birth somewhere in the mid-90s. Whitehaven, a neighborhood in Memphis, Tennessee, shaped who he became from childhood through his short life. For Nusky, the streets came before the music. In his final interview before his death, he spoke openly about growing up in Whitehaven and spending time in juvenile detention. One person, more than anyone else, pushed him toward music: Moneybagg Yo. That connection was real. Bread Gang, Moneybagg Yo's label, signed Nusky after Big 30 introduced him. According to hip-hop outlet Stop the Breaks, Moneybagg didn't treat Nusky like just another artist. Multiple sources described their bond as more like brothers than business partners. Tracks like On Purpose in 2020 and On God in 2021 helped him build a strong local following under the name Nusky 103. Industry observers at the time saw him as one of Memphis's hottest young talents, someone right on the edge of breaking nationally. But that moment never came. On January 28, 2022, around 7 p.m., gunfire broke out outside the New Horizon River Apartments in Whitehaven. Nusky had just performed earlier that evening at a local high school concert alongside Big 30 before returning to the apartments. Multiple bullets hit him, and he died at the scene. The investigation went nowhere. No arrests have ever been made, no suspects publicly named, no real updates released. More than 4 years later, Big Nusky's murder is still unsolved, adding his name to a growing list of young Memphis rappers lost too soon. Tributes poured in immediately. Moneybagg Yo changed all his profile pictures to Nusky and posted, "I got your back forever." After moving from Memphis, he made Atlanta his base, but still bought land in South Memphis with plans to name it after Nusky, including ideas for a community center, dirt bike trails, and even a paintball course. Big 30's tribute hit even harder. He wrote, "My heart, my cousin, my everything. All I know since kindergarten, my go-to man, my role model, everything gone." That word cousin matters. Multiple sources confirmed that Big Nusky and Big 30 were actually blood-related. They grew up together, came up together, and had known each other since kindergarten. When Nusky died, it wasn't just a loss, it was family. Now here's where things get complicated. There's a widespread belief online that Big Nusky was also related to Pooh Shiesty. That claim pops up everywhere, but there's no reliable source confirming that blood connection. What is confirmed is that Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty grew up together in South Memphis and co-founded a group called Choppa Gang. So, Nusky's connection to Shiesty seems to run through Big 30, through friendship and street ties, not necessarily blood. In Memphis, the word cousin is often used loosely for close friends and day ones. Either way, Nusky was deeply connected within Shiesty's circle, and his death hit that entire camp hard. There's another layer too. Many believe Nusky's ties to Moneybagg Yo and Bread Gang may have played a role in his killing, possibly linked to an ongoing feud between Moneybagg Yo and a Memphis figure known as Stupid Duke. That theory remains unproven, but it continues to circulate. And that matters, especially when you look at who BEO Lil Kenny aligns with. But we'll get to that. Even Key Glock, an artist from Paper Route Empire on the opposite side of Memphis's divide, paid tribute when Nusky died, posting "Real recognized real, fly high grape." That last word referenced Nusky's reported Grape Street Crips affiliation. The fact that someone from the other side acknowledged him publicly shows the level of respect Nusky had, even across rival lines. To understand why a diss aimed at Big Nusky carries this much weight, you have to understand the war behind Memphis hip-hop. This isn't just rap beef. This isn't something that gets settled at award shows. This is a real conflict tied to real violence, real loss, and a rising body count. It all traces back to a meeting around 2014. Young Dolph, born Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., founded Paper Route Empire in 2010, inspired by independent moguls like Master P and Birdman. He was determined to own his masters and control his career. By 2014, he had built enough buzz that Yo Gotti wanted to meet. Yo Gotti, head of Collective Music Group, offered Dolph a deal to sign with CMG. But the meeting didn't go smoothly. Dolph later explained on The Breakfast Club that Gotti tried to persuade him by downplaying his own artists, Zilla and Starlito. That didn't sit right with Dolph. He recalled thinking, "This my first time meeting you and you're already throwing your own artists under the bus?" He walked away, convinced Gotti wasn't solid, and turned down the deal. From there, things only escalated. In February 2016, Dolph dropped his debut album, King of Memphis, a title Gotti had long used for himself. And he didn't stop there. He released it on the exact same day as Gotti's The Art of Hustle, a direct challenge, a clear statement. What started as music quickly turned real. Black Youngster, a CMG signee, began posting threatening videos aimed at Dolph and allegedly showed up armed in Dolph's Castalia neighborhood. The tension moved off wax and into the streets. Then, February 2017 changed everything. Dolph dropped a diss track called Play With Yo Bitch, featuring a Gotti lookalike in the video. Days later, his SUV was hit with over 100 rounds in Charlotte, North Carolina, near the CIAA basketball tournament. Bulletproof panels saved his life. Over 100 shots, and he walked away. Black Youngster and 2 others were charged, but all charges were dropped in 2019 due to lack of evidence. Dolph did what he always did, turned it into music. He dropped the album Bulletproof and the track 100 Shots, documenting the attempt on his life. But it didn't stop there. In September 2017, Dolph was shot again outside the Loews Hollywood Hotel in Los Angeles. A man linked to Gotti's circle, Corey McClendon, was arrested, but later released without charges. Gotti himself was briefly named a person of interest before being cleared. 2 separate attempts, 2 different cities, and Dolph still survived until November 17, 2021. That afternoon, Dolph walked into Makeda's homemade butter cookies in Memphis. 2 masked men pulled up in a stolen white Mercedes-Benz and fired 22 shots. He was 36. During the September 2024 trial, prosecutors claimed that Big Juke, Yo Gotti's older brother, had placed a $100,000 bounty on Dolph's life. Testimony from Cornelius Smith alleged that Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, was told killing Dolph would help him secure a CMG deal. Let that sink in. According to court testimony, murder was presented as a pathway into the music industry. Justin Johnson was convicted of first-degree murder on September 26, 2024, receiving life plus 35 years. His appeal was denied on March 10, 2026. But the alleged mastermind, Hernandez Gavin, was acquitted after just 3 hours of jury deliberation. As the jury foreman put it, "It's not what was there, it's what wasn't there." Big Juke never made it to trial. On January 13, 2024, he was shot outside Perineon's restaurant in Memphis while attending a funeral repast. The day before, he posted, "They don't want to face you, they want to snake you. Stay alert." No arrests have been made in his killing. Many believe it was retaliation for Dolph's death, but that hasn't been confirmed. Yo Gotti has never publicly addressed the allegations against his brother or Juke's death. This is the reality of Memphis hip-hop. Paper Route Empire and CMG aren't just labels, they represent opposing sides of a long-running conflict. So when someone mentions a dead name, when someone says they're smoking on someone tied to either side, it's not just music, it's a statement, and one that comes with real consequences. Before we get back to BEO Lil Kenny, it's important to understand where Pooh Shiesty fits into all of this. November 8, 1999, Lontrell Donnell Williams Jr. was born and raised in the Cane Creek apartments of South Memphis. His stage name came from his late brother, who added Shiesty to his childhood nickname, Mr. Pooh. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., was also involved in music under the name Mob Boss and founded Mob, Money Over Bitches, Records. Music was already in his blood. Shiesty's rise? Straight meteoric. April 2020 brought a DM from Gucci Mane saying, "I'm listening to your stuff. You hard. You signed?" That one message changed everything. It led to a deal with 1017 Records, Gucci's Atlantic imprint, and within a year, he had a platinum project, a feature on one of the hottest songs in the country, and a spot on the 2021 XXL freshman class. Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk became his breakout anthem, going 8 times platinum with nearly 400 million views on YouTube. His debut project, Shiesty Season, hit number 3 on the Billboard 200 and also went platinum. At just 21, he was everywhere. And that's when the legal issues caught up. 3 separate incidents built the federal case. July 7, 2020, placed Shiesty inside a car at a gas station where a firearm was discharged. Then October 9, 2020, brought the main incident at the Landon Hotel in Bay Harbor Islands, Florida. Shiesty and several associates met 2 men to buy marijuana, codeine, and high-end sneakers. He pulled up in a rented lime green McLaren, not exactly low-key. The deal went left. One man was shot in the buttocks, allegedly by Shiesty using a Draco-style weapon, while a co-defendant shot a second victim. But here's what really locked the case in. A Louis Vuitton bag holding $40,912 in cash fell out of the McLaren as Shiesty fled. Investigators later matched a $100 bill's serial number to money he had shown on Instagram days before. Social media came back to haunt him. A third incident followed on May 30, 2021 at the King of Diamonds strip club in Miami-Dade, where a shot reportedly fired by Shiesty hit a security guard in the ankle. By June 29, 2021, he was federally indicted on 4 counts, including conspiracy and discharging a firearm during a violent crime, charges that could have meant life. January 4, 2022 brought a guilty plea to 1 count of conspiracy to possess firearms in furtherance of violent crimes and drug trafficking. The other charges were dropped as part of the deal. On April 20, 2022, he was sentenced by Judge K. Michael Moore to 63 months, just over 5 years, plus 3 years of supervised release. His lawyer later said, "Nobody's happy to go to prison, but he was glad the judge heard our side." Now here's where things shift. Despite what's been circulating online, Pooh Shiesty is not currently in federal prison. October 6, 2025 marked his release, about 6 months early, thanks to good behavior and First Step Act credits. He's now on home confinement under the Residential Reentry Management Office in Dallas, Texas, expected to wrap around April 2026, followed by 3 years of supervised release. In January 2026, DJ Academics mistakenly reported that Shiesty had been rearrested. His label quickly shut that down, and Shiesty himself responded, "Can't tell the internet dumb ain't nothing." Music didn't slow down either. His comeback single, FDEO, debuted at number 1 on Billboard's Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart. His career? Back in motion. One important detail: 1017 Records signed Pooh Shiesty. He was never officially part of Bread Gang or CMG, despite what many assume. His ties to those camps come through Big 30, his South Memphis roots, and collaborations with Moneybagg Yo. The connections are real, but Gucci Mane's label was always home base. Now this is where the narrative people have been running with starts to fall apart. BEO Lil Kenny is not signed to Paper Route Empire. Let's make that clear again. He is not a PRE artist. Kenneth Mason, his real name, is signed to Quality Control Music and YM Entertainment. That's confirmed across multiple sources, including his SoundCloud bio and music databases. Yes, he's worked with PRE artists, tracks like Bodies and Bucks with Kenny Munn in 2024 and Whoop Da Da with Key Glock in September 2024 created the impression of affiliation, and they definitely signal where he stands in Memphis's divide. But his real label home? Quality Control, the Atlanta powerhouse built by Coach K and P. BEO stands for Been Eliminating Ops, and Kenny's story carries weight. Reports say he spent about 5 years in federal prison and was once facing 2 potential life sentences. According to Hip Hop Canada, that reality pushed him toward music. Writing became his escape and his second chance. He recorded hundreds of songs behind bars. His mixtape 1 Foot In, 1 Foot Out was literally recorded on his phone while finishing his sentence in a halfway house. Reportedly, $300,000 was waiting for him when he got out. His 2023 debut under Quality Control came through a DJ drama-hosted Gangsta Grillz project. His catalog includes The Story of Kenny Gotti 2018, BEO Status 2020, 800 Members 2021, It's Up From Here 2023, Don't Let Up 2024, and BEO Status 3 2025. That latest project features Gerbo and may tie directly into the current controversy. Here's where things really connect. Kenny has a close alliance with an artist named Stupid Duke. The two dropped a joint tape called Evil Twins in 2024. And here's the key detail. OG Boo Dirty, a longtime rival of Yo Gotti, is Stupid Duke's blood brother. Even Wikipedia notes that many believe Nusky's ties to Moneybagg Yo and Bread Gang may have played a role in his killing, possibly linked to the ongoing tension between Moneybagg Yo and Stupid Duke. So the picture starts to come together. BEO Lil Kenny aligns with Stupid Duke. Stupid Duke's camp has issues with Moneybagg Yo's camp, and Moneybagg Yo signed Big Nusky. So when Kenny says "smoking Nusky," it's not random. That's a direct shot at the opposing side. Right now, Kenny sits at around 22,900 monthly listeners on Spotify and roughly 120,000 Instagram followers. Not underground, but not mainstream superstar level either. Now about the actual track with the Smoking Nusky line. Despite digging through lyrics databases, streaming platforms, and hip-hop news sites, there's no verified official song title tied to that exact bar. What we do know is this. Threads posts confirm the diss happened. TikTok discovery pages reference it. Facebook discussions link his BEO Status 3 project to conversations involving OG Boo Dirty, Pooh Shiesty, and Big Moochie Grape. So the moment is real. The reaction? Immediate and intense. Social media lit up from both sides, but the track itself seems to live mostly in spaces that aren't well indexed, freestyles, snippets, or unreleased clips floating online. Still, the impact is undeniable. And to understand why this kind of diss cuts so deep, you have to look at where it all started. The phrase "smoking on someone," turning a dead person's name into something you celebrate, traces back to Chicago's drill scene between 2011 and 2013. It's often linked to the murder of 15-year-old Shondell Gregory, known as Tuka. After his death, rivals started using "smoking on Tuka" as a way to disrespect him. From there, the phrase spread through drill music. Artists like Rhonda No. 9 used it in Hang With Me in 2013. Chief Keef. Chicago's drill scene dropped Off the Tuka in 2015, and King Von kept referencing "smoking Tuka" in nearly every track he made. The trend blew up, so much so that Tuka's mother tearfully begged it to stop, saying, "Tuka is a whole person, he's not no strain of weed." Her plea didn't change a thing. From there, Jacksonville, Florida picked it up and built a whole subgenre around it. Young Gene Ace's Who I Smoke and Filio's When I See You remix layered smooth R&B beats under lyrics that literally listed dead ops names. One outlet even called Jacksonville's drill scene based on clowning the dead. Then Memphis caught the vibe, and it thrived. The city already had a hardcore hip-hop legacy. 3 6 Mafia's Mystic Horrorcore in 1995, DJ Paul, Lord Infamous, Gangsta Pat, Tommy Wright III, all rapping about death and violence for decades. But Memphis drew a hard line between fictional horror and naming actual murdered people. That line? Erased. BEO Lil Kenny's Smoking Nusky bar sits squarely in that lineage. He calls out Big Nusky's name, directly taunting Moneybagg Yo, Big 30, Pooh Shiesty, and the entire Bread Gang circle, all while knowing exactly which buttons he's pushing and how viral the reaction will be. And the consequences in Memphis are real. EBG Giselle dropped a diss track on Pooh Shiesty and Lil Durk, then ended up shot and allegedly paralyzed. Shiesty's Instagram response? Damn, that pen dissed, now he can't even walk. Or look at Demoni. 21-year-old Memphis comedian Darian Childs, 6 days after Young Dolph's murder on November 23, 2021, he was killed, just days after Facebook jokes about Dolph appeared on his page. In Memphis, smoking on someone's name is a dangerous game. Words have historically preceded bullets. So the question is, has dissing the dead finally crossed a line hip-hop can't come back from? The numbers are grim. NBC News reports over 50% of deceased rappers died from murder, with the average age at death 25 to 30. Not some distant past, this is the current reality. The Prindle Institute for Ethics even admitted maybe there's no clear line between what should or shouldn't be said in rap.
Supporters argue hip-hop has always been confrontational and real. Critics counter that fictional violence is one thing, but naming dead people in songs? That weaponizes grief and re-traumatizes families for streams and clout. Both sides have a point, but in Memphis, rap beef and street beef are completely intertwined. The PRE versus CMG feud has already left multiple people dead. Allegations from Young Dolph's trial that murder was pitched as the price of a record deal are unprecedented. This isn't Biggie trading subliminals. This is alleged contract killing tied to label affiliation. When BEO Lil Kenny bars about smoking Nusky, he isn't in a vacuum. He's stepping into a war zone with bodies already on the ground. Big Nusky, Young Dolph, Big Juke, and others. Families are still grieving, yet names keep getting recycled for content. Where does it all stand now? Big Nusky's murder? Unsolved, more than 4 years later. No arrests, no suspects, no justice. Pooh Shiesty? Sitting in home confinement in Dallas, Texas, not in federal prison. That wraps around April 2026, followed by 3 years of supervised release. His music is already back, including a #1 record. BEO Lil Kenny? Quality Control continues to release his music. His alliances place him directly opposite Bread Gang and CMG, with collaborations signaling factional alignment. Even without an official PRE deal, Key Glock now leads Paper Route Empire, which still runs with Jay Fizzle, Snoopy Bands, and Kenny Mooney. CMG keeps going strong with Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, Glorilla, ESTG, and Big Boogie. Justin Johnson? Convicted, life in prison for Young Dolph's murder. Appeal denied in March 2026, but the alleged mastermind walked free, leaving lingering questions. Kenny's Smoking Nusky bar isn't isolated. It's part of a deadly network claiming at least 5 lives since 2021. Young Dolph, Big Nusky, Lot of Cash Desto, Big Juke, and Demoni. PRE versus CMG, Moneybagg Yo versus Stupid Duke, Memphis territorial dynamics, they all feed into each other. Each diss, each retaliation escalates stakes. BEO Lil Kenny occupies a volatile position, backed by Quality Control, aligned with Stupid Duke, directly opposed to Bread Gang, and willing to invoke Big Nusky's name. He's weaponizing grief in a city where provocation equals danger. The narrative thread runs from the 2014 rejected record deal, the Charlotte and Hollywood shootings, Young Dolph's murder, Big Juke's alleged bounty, Nusky's unsolved killing, Juke's assassination, all the way to Kenny's diss. A decade-long chain where rap and street violence blur into one. Has hip-hop crossed a line it can't come back from? That's for each listener to decide. What's clear? In Memphis, these aren't just bars. These aren't just songs. They're messages in a conflict that still claims lives. Big Nusky was 26 when bullets cut his life short after a concert. His murder remains unsolved, yet his name keeps resurfacing in diss tracks, while somewhere, his family has to watch it all.